Okay, so dear students, today we are going to start with the unit 2. So in detail structure, so what is online analytical processing? Okay, so online analytical processing consists of types of software tools that are used for data analysis for the business decisions. Okay, now obviously I must have to say this is a very. Okay. Now OLAP stand for online analytical processing that we have discussed. It is a powerful technology for the data discovery, correct? So it performs multi-dimensional analysis of the business data. Now I have discussed already how many dimensions of the business analytics can be. Okay, it may talk about the profit. Okay, it may talk about the business value. It may talk about the expansion. It may talk about the future reliability. It may talk about the basic assets also. Okay, so that is a multi-dimensional analysis. It provides the capability for complex calculations. Now it is a good example of the share market where we are having a lot many complex calculations. There we are not confirmed that a particular market will goes up or goes down, but still the many successful businessmen are having the idea to get profit out of it. Okay, so that is a complex analysis. Trend analysis. Now you can say which particular type of the cloth will get sell into the market. Now it depends on many kind of the things. Okay, it depends on your actors, the movies you are watching, the colors, the what kind of the literatures, the study, that everything. Okay, now to be the very funny side in the particular serials also, some of the actresses are using some kind of the sari. So many girls and women want to use that kind of the sari. So that is a trained analysis. Okay, then sophisticated data modeling, obviously it has the ability to achieve fast access to the shared multidimensional information. Obviously, fast, we don't have to do that much calculations over it. Okay. It has the ability to create very fast aggregation and calculation of a data set. I think that if you got the idea about what do you mean by uh, aggregation and the calculation of data set, so you have got enough idea. Okay, you have got everything. Now there are three types of the OLAP classifications are MOLAP, ROLAP and HOLAP. Okay, now what are they? That exactly we are going to see. Now MOLAP. MOLAP word you can see multi-dimensional. The word is here. Okay, the word is here multi-dimensional. This is only the focal interest. Okay, you are having the information, you are analyzing the information across the multiple dimensions. Now it is a classical form of OLAP and stores the data in an optimized multi-dimensional array storage. Now, what kind of the multi-dimensional array storage it will be? That depends on a particular data structure and the database we are going to get used. Okay. Now, with respect to advantage of the MOLAP, we can see MOLAP is a very compact for low dimension data set. Okay. For low dimension, it will be the very compact where you are not having lot many dimensions to check out. It has an effective data extraction achieved through the pre-structuring of aggregated data. Okay, it has an effective data extraction achieved through the pre-structuring aggregated data. Okay, pre-structure, it is already get defined. On the basis of that we are getting the aggregate data. It performs automated computation of higher level of aggregation of the data. Now aggregations means you are collecting the information to the in a such a way, the shorter way, the merge information, the zip information I will say. Okay, it performs fast query operation due to optimized storage and multidimensional indexing and caching. Okay, you see, it is, I think it is a well understandable words. Now, the disadvantage with this, MOLAP comes with the data redundancy, repetitions. Okay, MOLAP may have the data redundancy. Sometimes the processing steps can be lengthy, especially on the. Okay, now ROLAP, now relational online analytical processing. Okay, you know that. So ROLAP is the relational online analytical processing. So we are already aware about what do mean by the relational data sets, now the schema and that all kind of the. I don't want to go in that particular subjects. Okay, RDBMS is already aware, having you are having awareness about the RDBMS database already. Okay, so you may have to get exactly what I'm going to mean here. Now it works for the relational databases. Obviously, the RELAP depends on a specialized schema design. Obviously, that schema design must get matched with a particular relational database. The only then we can use it. Now it has the ability to drill down to lowest level in the databases. Okay, fine. That's a clear one. Now HOLAP. Now word stands here, that is hybrid. Okay, the HOLAP stands for hybrid online analytical processing. Hybrid means it's a mix. Obviously, we have seen the many times this kind of the concepts. It uses the relational data tables to hold the larger quantities of the detailed data. It uses specialized storage for some aspect of smaller quantities of more aggregated or less detailed data. Okay, so it is having basically the combination of all kind of the thing. Okay, it can utilize both pre-calculated cubes and relational data sources. Now, advantage with the OLAP we can see OLAP increases the productivity of business managers, developers, and the whole organizations. Okay. Uh, Obviously, it is. I think it is again a very simple terms to get understand. Increases the productivity. Obviously, you are getting a ready-made information of all this kind of the analysis. Productivity obviously it will increase. Okay. It enables manager to solve the problems. Exactly, it solves the many problems. Okay, already it solves. It controls the access of strategic information for more effective decision making. Okay, whatever the information you are going to get it is providing you with the strategic way. This very, for example, that good or bad. You know, how can define the good or bad? Now, good and bad is a very, in fact, it is very easy to learn, to listen, but it's a very complicated word. Okay, if I say in my particular class, who is good and who is bad, there is no boundary such that. Okay, so depends on a class structure, what kind of the environment is there. I may select someone is the good and someone is the bad, or in even your result we can say. Suppose that now 12th result is declared that and percentage of the student is 99.2%. So what is the good percentage? Now you cannot say the good percentage is always 99. So there must be some kind of the scale. Getting me? Suppose the topper was standing as the 70%. I think he was the best student there. Okay, so obviously that is a strategic information we can say. On the basis of that, we have to take the decision. It is a good or bad. Okay, it reduces the application backlog because of faster delivery of applications. Okay, backlog is not going to be there because the delivery of the application will be very faster. It enables the organization to respond more quickly to the market demands. Very good. It is again very straightforward word. It enables user to analyze a multidimensional data interactively from multiple perspectives. That also we have seen. It does not require large data warehouse, obviously. Okay. OLAP makes easy to produce analytic measures, including time series calculation. It's time based result. Okay, the time based. Now the corona is there. Suppose is going on. So time basis how the market is going to get done. That is a time series calculations. Okay. Then financial models are there. Forecasts, a futuristic approach. Okay, that is always going to work on with the businesses. Then allocations, working on it. Then regressions, etc. Okay, so these are the advantages of OLAP. Then online transaction processing systems. Now there is another thing. OLAP we have seen. Now what do you mean by exactly the OLTP? The online transaction processing. The online transaction processing provides transaction oriented application in a three-tier architecture. Now three-tier means the layer. Okay, the user layer, processing layer, database layer. Okay, OLTP administrator day-to-day transaction of an organization. Okay, it is working on a day-to-day operations. Whereas OLAP, what is doing, is providing the entire information across the particular time domain and helping for the decision supports. Whereas OLTP is working for the regular execution work. Okay, regular tasks. Now examples of OLTP we can see. ATM center is an OLTP application, a very common one. Okay. Now bank profit, bank loss, that will be get calculated by the OLAP, but the ATM transaction has to get calculated by the OLTP immediately. Okay. OLTP handles the asset properties during the data transactions via the applications. Okay. It's also use online banking, online airline ticket booking, sending a text message, and book a shopping cart. So you can observe they are very small kind of the things. Okay, very instant kind of the transactions are going to get handled by online transaction processing. Okay, now detailed features about the OLTP. OLTP stands for online transaction processing. Okay, we have seen it later. OLTP is a software program that supports high transaction oriented applications. Okay, ATM machine, high transaction support. Immediately we have to do. It is used for processing the system that responds immediately to the user request. Okay, immediate. Obviously, the ATM machine is a good example of it. Okay, immediately you are getting the response. You are getting your transaction get executed. That is OLTP. Now OLTP system is used for data entry, then financial transactions, customer relationship management, etc. Okay, so these are the some of the examples. Okay, and the retail sales, you may say, uh, even the simple, you are taking admission to the college and you are doing that process online, so that is also OLTP systems. Okay, it is technically difficult to build, because not unique, I will say, because it is not unique. There are a lot many things are there. Okay, so you cannot exactly get the idea what type of the transaction you would like to get executed, so because of it will be difficult to get build. Okay, so this system characterized by large number of short online transaction like insert, update, and delete. Okay, so these are the basic operations we would like to get executed with this: insert, update, and delete. Okay, we can see this system is characterized by large number. Okay, we have just seen it. It provides fast query processing. Obviously, immediate transaction is there, so we need the fast query processing. Then maintaining data integrity in multi-access environments, we need it. It includes detailed information about the current data and schema used to store a transactional database in an entity model. I think this the words are very clear. Okay, the current data storing with the particular schema one. Okay, whatever we have identified to store the information. It provides a flexible platform for many applications, like from ATM networks to the computerized shop floor automation. As I have given you the example of that of something admission processing systems, okay, examination systems, result processing system, that are the OLTP. Okay, now benefits with this: OLTP reduces paperwork. It is faster and more accurate. Okay, to forecast for revenue and expenses. Okay, it makes things simpler for business. Okay, it is like in a very very simple word we can get understand. It handles large data, user volumes means how many customers going to use it, more complex calculations. Okay, that is also we have discussed. And higher peak loads. Okay, means higher peak loads means many operation it can work simultaneously. Okay, now this is how OLTP and OLAP are got connected. Okay, so this is where we are doing the analysis, like data mining. Okay, data analysis and big data. So business data it is working on, it will have the operations, information will be there. Here we will have information processing systems, whereas here we'll have the immediate transactions. So this OLAP is supporting for this OLTP operations. Okay, and this is our regular transactions we are going to get executed. Now the considerable differences among the OLAP and OLTP we can summarize like this. Very first one consists of historical data from the various databases. OLAP, okay, entire data from the various databases. Whereas OLTP consists only of operational current data, because it is working on a current context. It is working on current context. Whereas it is working on a historical data and providing the futuristic and long-term decision supports. Okay, it is subject oriented. Obviously, it is specific to the entire subjects, used for data mining, analytics, decision making, etc. Okay, it is application oriented. It is going to get execute only the task. Okay, if I am giving you the example of banking, so OLAP makes support for, they have to their bank is interested to open more accounts or not. What should be the basic deposit with the bank account? What type of the loan they should provide? What type of the interest rate should be there? Okay, what type of the new loan facility should be provided there? Okay, what type of the risk and mortgages they can take it? So that kind of the decisions are going to take by this OLAP. If I'm talking about the OLTP, then it is the immediate transaction, amount deposited, amount withdraw, loan deposited, loan withdraw, and that kind of the immediate kind of the transactions we are expecting to LTP. Okay, now the data used in OLEP is for the planning and problem solving and decision making. Okay, whereas this is for day-to-day fundamental operations. Okay, that is very, I think it is a common kind of the concepts, but it is talking about the time orientation, and this is talking about the task orientation. It reveals another difference: large amount of data is typically stored. Okay, obviously It is working with the entire business, a large amount of data required, whereas the size of here will be very small. Okay, it may examples in the MB and GB. Okay, like take an example of ATM machine. It may not go beyond of MB. Okay, GB is quite a big number. We are habitual to having the images and videos because of we are consuming lots of the data. Otherwise, banking transaction it will not use that kind of the data. Okay, relatively slow as the amount of data involved is very large. Obviously, if you are working on the entire operation, so operation will be very slow, may take hours. In fact, it will be faster as compared to the what are the benefits it is providing. Whereas it is very fast. Now take the example of ATM machine or some kind of the online transactions from your mobile. So it is very fast. Okay, it only need backup from time to time as compared to the OLTP. Okay, it needs backup means whenever there is a change in the business, a big change. Okay, at that time it will need the backup and the information. Okay, whereas it will have the immediate data regularly. Suppose that you are taking withdrawing money from the ATM. So obviously immediately OLTP will like to check there is a money in the account or not. Okay, now data generally managed by CEO, MD or general managers. Okay, so it is a high level post. Now simply that the entire operation of the bank is handled by CVO, okay, MD and general manager, whereas the cash withdrawal and cash deposit handled by clerks and managers. Okay, only read and rarely write operations. Okay, because it is not processing anything. Processing task is done by OLTP, whereas it will work on a read and write both. Okay, now so far we have seen OLAP and OLTP. Now we will see uh, uh, for your understanding. I will say you just imagine what do you mean by star. The very simple thing is that you just imagine what do you mean by the star. So how the star is feel like that? There is a center and a lot many other edges are there. So that is simply we call the star schema. Okay. Now star schema is elementary form of the dimensional model in which data are organized into facts and dimension. Okay. So facts will be there and the dimension will be there. Now we are going to see with the diagram. A fact is an event that is counted or measured such as sale or login. Okay. A dimension includes reference data about the fact such as the date, item and customer. Okay. So dimensions will say about the facts such as the date, item and customer. These are the facts we are getting. Okay. Now fact is an event that is counted or measures. Okay. In a sales or log, any kind of the login. Okay. This is the star. Okay, very simple thing. So there is a fact table which is storing information about the dimension of table. Some these are the different kind of the dimension. The customers there, date is there, time is there, likewise. Okay, so that will store this particular information and the reference will be inventory will be here. We can say it is a foreign key. Okay, now the what is fact table? The table in a star schema which contains facts and connected to dimensions. A fact table has two types of the columns, those that include facts and those that foreign key to that dimension. Okay, you will have that name about that fact and the foreign key of that particular dimension. Is that clear? Now primary key of a fact table is generally the composite key that is made of all of its foreign key, because obviously when you are going to get the information of that particular table, you will have to get information about the different kind of the facts and the dimensions. The primary key obviously will be the combination of that particular all kind of the foreign keys or some kind of the foreign keys relative to the what kind of the information, OLTP information, OLEP information you require. Okay, a fact table might involve either detailed level fact or fact that has been aggregated. That just I have discussed. Depends on OLTP. What kind of the information you need? You need an entire information or you need some kind of the aggregated information. Now, fact table that includes aggregated facts are often called the summary tables. Okay. A fact table generally contains facts with the same level of aggregation. Okay. Fine. Now, what is mean by the dimension table? A dimension is an architecture usually composed of one or more hierarchies that categorize the data. Is that clear? I think it is a very simple sentence to get understand. Okay. If a dimension has not got hierarchies or levels, it is called the flat dimension or the list. Okay, if there are not hierarchy, means multiple level information is not there, then you can say it is a simply a list. If you have any doubt about this particular query, okay, you can reply me in the chat boxes. The primary keys of each of the dimension table are part of composite primary keys of the fact table. Obviously, this particular term we have discussed with the previous slide. Dimensional attributes helps to define dimensional value. Okay, depends on the number of attributes, the dimensional value will get decided. They are generally descriptive. Okay, descriptive, lot many information there. Textual values. Okay, textual values. Dimensional tables are usually small in size than the fact table. Obviously, because fact table will have all the information. Obviously, dimension table will have the specific information. So it is very common sense idea that the fact table will be uh, big over in size. Fact table stores the data about the sales, while the dimension table stores about the geographical regions, clients, product, time, and the channels. Now, characteristics of the star schema. The star schema is intensely suitable for data warehouse, database design because of the following features. It clears, okay, dimension normalize, okay, database that can quickly provide query responses. Okay, it provides flexible design that can be changed easily or added to throughout the development cycle, and such the database grows. I think it is again a very simple word. If you have any doubt about this query, you can reply me in chat box. It provides a parallel design to how the end user usually think of the use of the data. Okay, now how the user will like to share, get the information or like to update the information, it is having that kind of view. It reduces the complexity of metadata for both developers and end users. Okay, what is metadata? That we have discussed in last lecture. Okay, now advantage. Now advantage with this are the query performance. Obviously, query will be get executed fast. Then load performance and administration will be fast. Okay. I think these are the very common words we have discussed many times. Built-in referential integrity and easily understood. These are the common advantage of the star schema. Now, what do you mean by the query performance? Now, I can go in the little bit more detail, particularly with respect to the permissible time with me here. Uh, these are the last four slides. It has the a star schema database has limited number of tables and clear join paths. The query run faster than they do against the OLTP. Okay. Small single queries frequently of a dimensional table are almost instantaneous. Okay. Large join queries that contains the multiple tables takes only the second or a minute to run. I think these are again a very small things to get understand. Okay, these are the very common words. If you, as I said many times, reply me in chat box if anything is there. In a star schema database design, the dimensions is connected only through the central fact table. When the two-dimensional table is used to query, only one join path intersecting the fact tables exists between those of the two tables. Now, the design features enforces authenticate and consistent query result. Load performance and administration. Now, this is a very simple thing is that whatever the operations we are going to get executed, that should get executed a little bit faster here. Okay. For any queries, you reply me in chat box. Built-in referential integrity. Now, I would like to go and discuss this term directly. Referential integrity is enforced because each data in the dimensional table has a unique primary key. Okay, and all the facts in the table are legitimate foreign keys drawn from the dimensional table. So, referential data is maintained very well here. Okay, a record in the fact table is not relatively correctly to a dimension cannot be given the correct key values to be retrieved. Okay, easily understood. Obviously, I think we have discussed a lot many things over particular this topic, so I hope that it is easily understood now. Lecture should be easily understandable to you. Okay, disadvantage of the star schema. There are some conditions which cannot meet by the star schema, like the relationship between the user, bank, and account. It may happen that there may be the multi-dimensional, multi-level of the data at that time. The star schema may not support. I would like to stop here as per as the concern of the time limit. Okay, if you have any queries, reply me in chat.